Hello there, only one Kenobi here, only one. If you haven't already watched the video I just did on this guy, watch that one, because there was a lot of waffle in that one. And I don't know if I'm going to say as much, because I basically said all I wanted to say about Genndy and how good Fordo is, and all that stuff in that video. But still, this is Fordo, actually. In fact, in that video, the previous one, when I reviewed this, I was talking more about this guy than anything, really. But still, here he is, and I've got a brand new pose for him because, like I said in the other video, this is the pose. I've just stuck with this pose for years. I don't know why. I got him in that one pose. I just thought it looked pretty good. One hand on the blaster and another one just above his holster there. And then I've just got this guy. I'm going to put him back so he looks... He's got both blasters in his hand. And if you haven't seen the Genndy Tartakovsky Clone Wars, watch it. It's on Disney+. Amazingly, actually, I never thought that would get licensed again or whatever by Disney. It's a Lucasfilm product for, what was it, Cartoon Network or whatever. And I never watched it when it was out. Like I said in the last video, I dismissed it. I thought it was just for kids, but it's really good, and I'll leave it there. And he's a really cool character. He doesn't say much. He just does, like, military gestures and tactics or whatever, directing his crew. But that's a really cool pose. He's a great character. I'm glad I've opened this one, and I'll have him somewhere. I haven't quite decided, but I want to still make use of this figure though, because I do like the way that one looks. And as you can see, I've got a regular phase 1 in the background. Work them all together. I kind of prefer the paint job on this one, but this one obviously accurately reflects the wider amount of red that you see in the animated series. But yeah, they're both awesome figures. I will show you the head sculpt as well in a second. I'll do that now, actually, since I've mentioned it. I think they're both going to be exactly the same. There you go. And boom, with this one, the tanning might be different. So this is the original Fordo. Great facial sculpt as well. He's like a slightly older Bodhi Taylor. I was talking about Bodhi Taylor in the last one. Definitely looks more like Bodhi Taylor than anything. Or maybe it's a, they've fused a little bit. They've got a creative license. They've got a little bit of Temuera Morrison look, and then they've fused it with the Bodhi. But I think it's just the ultimate head sculpt that for a youngish clone. And then obviously the Temuera Morrison looks just like this figure here. This is grey. Love that figure too. Well happy with these new clones. I thought for a minute there was... Well, the thought crossed my mind there was maybe too many clones going on, but now I'm getting them bit by bit and opening them one by one. And, I had plenty of time to assess where I'm going to put them on my shelves. I'm kind of enjoying them dripping in. And I shall move them out of the way now, and let's have a look at this card back. And these are lovely, these cards. For all I appreciate a card back like this original one for Captain Fordo that has a realistic depiction in the artwork of what something animated could look like in the real world. This is just the pure animation, and it's beautiful. The art in that cartoon, it's quite funny how the figures that they made, in fact I'll show you one now, hang on. That's not a good example. Like the Dooku, they made the figures to kind of look like they did in this series, and Dooku had like a really weird looking chin and elongated in a way, but there's something about the animation style that's really appealing. And I don't know if it's because it's just very 2D, and that reminds me of stuff I've seen in the 80s, in the late 80s with the Turtles, and I used to watch He-Man as well as a kid, and He-Man, Thundercats, then it was Turtles, then that was about it for me. But also, the one thing I like about this cartoon is they use CGI graphics as well. It's still done in a kind of like a minimalist color tone, but they are starting to seep in a little bit CGI for, like, when you look at the ships flying, basically you see the whole three-dimensional effect, if that makes sense, and it's great. It's a great cartoon, really good show. On the back, there was nothing to see, except, no, there is. That's awesome. As I said on the previous video, and I filmed that last night, I'm filming this tonight. I'm quite tired, actually, so excuse me if I sound a little bit lethargic, but these are really good cards because you get this little cell here. I just love the animation of that series, even though it's not as accurate as reality, the dimensions of certain things, but it just seems to work. I don't know. Let me know what you think about it. I think they're awesome. ARC Trooper Captain Fordo. There he is. And the figure is awesome as well. I'll just leave him with you now, spinning without the helmet on. Brilliant. And also the cool thing was about this one, which was the VC65, I think. Let's have a look. No, 54. God. Is that you got an alternative helmet, which you didn't get with this. Whatever. That was how he looked at the Battle of Coruscant, which is kind of a more of a Phase 2 helmet. But what a great character. Just a badass clone, basically. Really like Captain Fordo. One of my favourites, if not my favourite. Thank you for watching. I have been Only One Kenobi. Only one. Out.